we can use our grid to make these shapes. Number 2 wants us to graph these and then connect them in ABC order. So we're going to go to the left, -6, up, +2, -6. So I notice 2 is all the way up here. So this is not just counting by 1. So I can't just follow the grid. I need to, pay attention to our interval scale. So over -6, and then up to 2. So we can match these, -6, 2. So we want to label these so we remember which is which because we're going to have to connect them in ABC order. B is -4 to the left, and then up 2.5. So here's 2, here's 3. We want to go halfway between there. So here's B. Then we're going to come to C is -3, and then +2 here. So here is C. D, we're going to go -1.5. So here's 1.5, and up +1.5. Here's D. Then E has -1 and up 0.5, E. Now we've got F is positive. So this time we're going to cross this y-axis to the right and then go up +5. So F. And then 1.5 +2 is G. So now it wants us to connect these. So connecting our dots here. And the question is then going to refer you back to the picture on number 2 here. Let me pull that up. So it's going to connect us back to this picture, and it shows us here is the Little Dipper, here is the Big Dipper. So it asked us which one does our picture look more like. Number 3 wants us to identify where each point is located. So we've got E and F and G. So let's start with E. So we want to go over 4, up. So let's look at our scale. So here's something, and then 2, halfway between 0 and 2 is 1. So each of these are just counting by 1. So over 4, up 1. The F didn't go over and it didn't go up. It's staying right on that origin, 0, 0. And then to get to G, we didn't have to go over, so we stayed at 0. But then we went down, -1, -2, -3. Number 4 asks us which quadrant we will find this in. So we're not actually going to graph this. We just want to know the quadrant. So I've added this little graph just to help us visualize here. So we want to go to the negative. So we're starting here, and we want to go negative. And then we've got another negative, which means we're going to go down. So that means we're ending up in this quadrant here. So remember, it starts here at 1 and moves its way around. You can also go back to the beginning of this video and see what quadrant this is located in. So negative, negative. So to the left and down puts us in which quadrant? Okay, and then we're going to skip to number 7. So I want you to try the others on your own and think about what we've learned over, then up or down. So pay attention to if it's negative. So we've got A here. So first let's look at our scale. So it goes from 0 to 1 with something in between. So that means each of these marks are a half. So here's half, 1, 1.5, 2. I'm noticing a few of these, though, are not quite on a line here. So if I cut a half into halves, so right, let's take our whole, so this is 0, this is 1, and we split it in half, or 0.5. If I cut that half in half now, how many pieces do I have? Now these are cut into fourths, or 0.25. So I would choose to use decimals. I think they're a little easier to write and understand sometimes, but a fourth would be the same thing as 0.25. So let's find A here. So we need to go over 1.5. So we're going over to the right, 1.5. And then down, here's 1.5. So here we're at 1.5, and we need to get to, we're at this third mark here. So here's a fourth, here's a half, here's 3/4. So next we go down. Oh, I need to make that a comma. Let me do a better job here. So we went over 1.5, over 1.5, and then down 1 whole. Here's a half, and another quarter makes negative 1.75. So I'm going to do every other one here with you. So I want you to try B, and I'll do C with you. So C is over 1.5 again, positive to the right. I keep making commas instead of decimals here. Decimal 1.5. And then we're going to go up. Here's 1, 2, and a fourth is 2.25, 2.25. So you try D, and I'll do E with you. So E, we're going to go over 1, 2 wholes, so exactly 2, and then up exactly 1. So you try F here, and I will do G with you. So G is to the left, so we're going to go negative. Here's 1, negative 1.5, and then the third fourth, so negative 1 3/4 or negative 1.75. And then we're going to go down. Here's 1 and 2. So down negative 2. Let's go ahead and finish those and match those up. And if you have any other questions or need help with your homework, please let me know and we can set up a time to meet together.